So, Dandadan episode 3 is here, and I've been waiting for this for a while. This is more of a setup episode than anything big, but I'm not disappointed in the slightest, because guess what? The GILF is here. Welcome, friends. I'm Merlin with a Y, a certain famous wizard's less talented but more attractive cousin, and it's time for me to introduce you to the hottest grandma in anime. I know that sounds weird, but hear me out. I get that it's weird, but in my defense, I rest my case. She doesn't count, she's technically not a grandma. But anyways, I'm going to go over my thoughts on the perfection that is Seiko Ayase, and maybe about the rest of the episode if I feel like it. Starting things off from her introduction, she's dressed up in a mask and cloak giving a reading to a young idol for a TV show. I guess this is how she makes her money? The idol refutes every part of her reading, even the innocuous ones like whether he likes curry. Either he was being petty, or maybe he had a sponsorship or something. Everyone views her as having messed up in that she doesn't have any powers. But halfway through the episode she's watching TV, and we see that she got them all correct. And how does she react? She's annoyed he didn't also bring up that he likes curry. Then she changes the channel. I love her already. She has that no-nonsense yet paradoxically wacky personality that you can't help but fall in love with. But I'm getting ahead of myself. After the ending of the last episode, Okarun was going crazy. With the curse going wild and Momo out cold, there's a lot of bad things that could happen. Good thing Granny Seiko is here, and she is a badass. Seiko looks awesome here. She was cool in the manga, but the anime is just on a different level here. Seeing her look almost bored when she's kicking that curse's ass like a seasoned vet is glorious. She's an experienced, badass, older woman that is on another level, and it's hot as fuck. Granny Seiko is just hot in general. How the hell is she a grandmother? Even with that ridiculous top-knot hairstyle, she looks incredible. That sweater dress with the Letterman jacket on top and the cloak should not work, but it looks gorgeous. Though how do you wear 3 layers and still have a titty window? I'm also not a big fan of smoking, but god damn if she doesn't look fine doing it. Why do smokers have to look so cool? Even without the jacket and cloak, when she's just lazing around, she looks captivating. Momo wouldn't happen to be looking for a new grandfather, right? 'Cause I've got white hair, and I am very willing. Even her more out there outfits still look great on her, even if they would never work on anyone else. How the hell is she able to pull off that fashion disaster? An undershirt with short shorts and a belly band? I'm just gonna ignore the eye mask, but the compression socks and gloves really show that even if she has the skin and figure of someone in their early 20s, she's still an elderly woman. I'm still 100% up for that grandpa position though. The haircut might be a bit of a mess, but dear god when she lets her hair down. And don't even get me started on that voice. Nana Mizuki's about to make me act up. But hey, Seiko's not the only one who looks good. Momo and Okarun's outfits look pretty good too. It's simple, but fits the characters pretty well, though Okarun loses a lot of points just for doing that. I get that you have to shit, but have some class. And also, what is up with Momo not wanting him to go to the bathroom? I get that she doesn't want to have to watch him do it, but it can't be worse than having him crap himself. Isn't he wearing her clothes? Are you okay with that? What is up with her priorities? But dear god, if this ship survives her watching him take a shit, then this relationship is gonna stand the test of time. Anyways, the scene where Turbo Granny shows up in the toilet felt a bit weaker than in the manga. But not by much. I think it's due to the way it scrolled upwards for the reveal. It doesn't have that impact that the page turn to the reveal really gave. Either way, with no time to train and very little to prepare, it's a good thing that Seiko is gonna be here to help fight. I can't wait to see this complete badass go up against the Turbo Granny and help save her granddaughter. Right? Fuck! I know that they can't have Seiko take care of it so they can have a more dramatic battle with the kids taking on the curse, but it feels like such a tease to introduce such a cool and supposedly powerful character just to have them do nothing. At least she can help them prepare. Okay, I take back everything I said about Okarun and Momo's clothes. These outfits are truly peak. These should be their everyday clothes. I can't believe Momo just decided to change out of such glorious clothes in the middle of a train. In the manga, they skipped over that, so you start the next chapter with her in a different outfit. It definitely fits her character, even if it's a really stupid decision. But hey, she'll look good when she dies. You gotta look your best when you're gonna meet God. Also, it never occurred to me that Momo was a gyaru. I mean, the signs were there, but I didn't really put it together until she actually said it. Weird. Throughout this episode, Momo and Okarun kind of had the spotlight stolen a bit by Seiko. But they still had plenty of good moments as well. The way Momo was so worried for Okarun and literally had flashbacks of his face as she ran towards the shrine really sells that she's grown attached to him. And their talk afterwards was really sweet. I like that Okarun actually acknowledges how incredible Momo was in the last episode, and it's not just thrown under the rug and forgotten. It's great to see these two trying to be supportive and real with each other, instead of hiding behind some cliches or having mean-spirited arguments to keep the tension up. Though his fear of losing his only friend is sad, at least he has a friend now. One who's there through thick and thin. It's official, she didn't refute it. They're mutually supportive, and it's already healthier than most shonen boy-girl friendships. God, Okarun is adorable. Plus, we get to see one of my favorite running gags in the series. Momo losing her mind when someone calls Okarun by his real name. And finally, I love Momo's relationship with Seiko. They're a bit crass, but you can really feel that they love each other. I would never speak to my grandmother that way, but to each their own. Overall, it was a good episode that mainly served as setup for the absolute craziness that will be the next episode. But it introduced us to Seiko, so it's an immediate 10 out of 10. I know this video is basically just me thirsting over a woman who doesn't exist, and even if she did, she's out of my league. But overall, I felt like that's all I really could say about the episode. The art and animation are amazing as expected, but outside of Seiko's appearance, there wasn't much to talk about. I don't want to spoil anything ahead in the manga, and despite being a wizard, I'm not great with theory crafting. Please like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe. I'm giving my thoughts on every episode of Dandadan, and I hope that I can improve my style through your advice. I'm Merlin with a Y, and thanks for listening to this old man ramble.